think the poster, you have the poster of the program gives you these abbreviations. Right on the top, INCP. That INCP stands for Indo-Norwegian Cooperation something program. Yeah. And the project title is given in that big bubble on the right hand side, a micro-comparative study of doubling in dialects of Midtjylland and Norwegian as a case of syntactic variation. It's an interesting idea that we wanted to explore through the project, to pick up two random varieties of so-called standard languages and see if we find any similarities, which is quite a valid method scientifically as well. And right at the beginning, almost at the beginning of the starting to work on the project, we already discovered many unexpected, interesting similarities between, well, not really the dialects yet, we haven't gone to the dialects yet in that, at least not the Midtjylland dialects. So, but interesting similarities, especially in the noun phrase structure in Scandinavian in general and Norwegian in particular, and Midtjylland, which is a Tibeto-Burman language. In both of them having this very distinct feature of marking definiteness twice, which is not there otherwise in other languages of this continent. So that's an interesting find. Similarly, we looked at other syntactic phenomena to look for similarities, and this will be extended to dialects at some point, I hope. But there is one interesting part of the project which is titled as part of other activities. In the project we have a section, last section actually, it's called other activities, and in that other activities we thought of including something called textbook and training manual preparation based on the findings about syntactic variation across the standard versus dialect dyads. Okay, and demonstration teaching using the manual and textbook. So this is a part of the project, not an optional part of the project, and during the midterm review we are also asked questions about that. And so this is the first activity that actually we are doing with regard to that part of the project, D6, other activities, and it's very important because Thor and his colleagues have been also working at that, working in this interface between, in a way, you could say, education and linguistics, and we have quite a healthy tradition of doing that as well, at least in this department. But however, to work at the interface of formal linguistics and education is not so common in India, and especially in formal syntax, semantics and education. So that's an interesting part of this activity for that project, for this workshop, for that activity, the other activity. And we hope that we will be able to understand each other, what we are saying, talking to each other, and also some of you will be able to gain substantially from this workshop, because this is one of its kind in a way. It's not an established interdisciplinary interface that gets talked about. And when we started planning for this workshop, I admit that we didn't have much time. Initially the idea was, when we talked about it about more than a year back, to open it as a national conference, because there are a lot of people working in India on education and linguistics interface at least, if not formal linguistics, and there would be a wide interest. However, that did not happen, and also the term time is kind of comes in the way. And when we started talking, it was Professor Ramakant Agnihotri, who was my teacher when I was a student, and we were not allowed to use this room because this was a MPhil room for research students, and only the classrooms over there, that too not the good classrooms which you people have now, but once with those wooden benches and stuff on the right hand side, those classrooms. When I was doing MA here, Rama used to be teaching applied linguistics, and of course he taught when I joined here in 2001, and he was my colleague till he retired in 2010. So he is very much, you could say, the only person who is applied linguist, but his heart is in the right place. That is, he believes in formal linguistics, genetic grammar tradition, etc. And so obviously he was one person I would definitely cooperate with for a project of this kind. For him, it's almost a dream come true of coming together of these two very distinct fields together, because he has been working for over 30 years tirelessly on education and linguistics interface. Many of us got into this because of him. I started teaching in some NGOs, educational NGOs outside Delhi, because he invited me to teach. So I remember the first time I went about 10 years ago, I taught center embedding to people who have no background in linguistics at all. And you won't believe that within like 2 hours they were drawing trees and cracking problems. So it's not that difficult. And I was doing it in Hindi on top of that, not in English. Anyway, so he was part of this planning on and off. He's not been keeping well at all, and he's not in Delhi, he's in Bangalore, and he very much wanted to be part of this event today and tomorrow. However, he's right now is not in a condition to travel at all. But he wrote this email, and I thought it would be nice to share this with you. I'm so happy to see the poster. Very few linguists have done the kind of things you have been trying to do for the past so many years. It is so fulfilling to witness these unique and remarkable interventions. My bad luck, I will not be able to be there. More about all that when we meet. So, wishing you and the workshop all the best. So that's a good, I thought, beginning for this workshop, and let's see how much we learn from each other. So with those words, introductory words, let us begin this workshop, and also keeping to the tradition of not starting on time, because that's a tradition we don't like. So I invite now Professor Christine Mellom Aige for delivering the first talk here, teaching the grammar of Norwegian interlanguages.
Yes, I will be standing here, so I hope you can all see me.